Hi, this is Ed from SOS Bookkeeping. We help companies, businesses from a variety of industries to set up and maintain their books. We also have a specialty with HOAs, helping them with their books and their budgeting and those requirements. Our chief accountant on staff has several years of experience maintaining the books for, at one point, up to 30 HOAs at a time. Personally, besides my extensive accounting and finance background, I've been the president and/or treasurer of HOAs in which I've lived for several years. So what I want to do today is talk about HOA budgeting and how to avoid special assessments. Because nothing will annoy your residents more than announcing a special assessment. Many times they can be avoided. So while many states have laws requiring HOAs to prepare a budget, as you know, it's difficult to state a specific number because of the variety of requirements that vary from state to state and the general laws about budgeting. But some of the states, I'll give you some examples of some of the states. For instance, in California, associations must conduct a visual inspection of major components, meaning roadways, roofs, painting, anything that the association is responsible for, every 3 years as part of a reserve study with an annual review and adjustment. The study must identify components with a remaining useful life of less than 30 years, estimate repair replacement costs, and outline a funding plan. In Florida, where I'm located, requires an annual budget that includes reserves for capital expenditures, deferred maintenance, and although members of the association can vote to waive reserve funding. In Washington State, associations are encouraged to perform reserve studies every 3 years, unless doing so will impose an unreasonable hardship, and with annual updates. Colorado, associations must prepare reserve studies for the portions of the community they maintain, repair, replace, and improve. In Delaware, condominium declarations must mandate the creation and maintenance of a fully funded, that's important, a fully funded repair and replacement reserve based on a current reserve study. In Maryland, condominium governing bodies must conduct a reserve study by, October of 2023, if it wasn't done prior to 2028, with updates every 5 years thereafter. In Nevada, associations are required to conduct reserve studies at least every 5 years with annual reviews to assess sufficiency and to make necessary adjustments. Virginia, associations must conduct a reserve study at least once every 5 years to determine the necessity and amount of reserves required to repair and replace common elements. Those are some examples. Then other states that also require a reserve study include Oregon, Tennessee, Utah, and Hawaii. Now, I'm not a lawyer, but I'm just providing this information. It's not legal advice, it's just information for general information. So let's talk about what a reserve study is. It's a comprehensive analysis of an association's components, meaning roofs, roadways, painting, things of that nature, swimming pool, mechanical equipment if that's part of the association, and the finances. It aims to identify when an association must repair or replace in the future, assess the current condition of its reserves, and outline a funding plan to meet its financial needs. Essentially, it tells an HOA and an HOA board how much it needs to have in its reserves to cover the anticipated costs of major repairs and replacements of common elements. It's important for an HOA board members to understand their state-specific laws and regulations, as well as their community's governing documents, which are also, if the law doesn't cover it, you have to check your bylaws to see what they say about these things, and to ensure compliance and avoid potential liability. So it is critical to maintain timely and accurate books in order to properly perform a reserve study. If you don't know where you stand financially, it's almost impossible to prepare an accurate reserve study. And that's where we are very helpful in getting your books in order and up to date and helping you with the reserve study. And this will help the board to determine the proper amount of the regular assessment and help to avoid the surprise of having a special assessment, which none of your residents will appreciate. So I hope you find that helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to get in touch. Thanks.